seconds at least. And I mean, Roddy Piper, when I listened to the commentary on his, he said that there were scenes in this. So I guess when he grew up, he moved all over the place, had kind of a tragic, like a weird growing up. And he said that he was in these places, and he said that scene where he's carrying the kid when the shanty town's getting destroyed, he was carrying a kid away. He's like, I was pretending like that was me. And he brought a very blue collar, but very burly blue collar vibe to this movie, and he's fine. And I don't think you want, Norbert, do you want this Nada to have a lot of charisma?
Well, this is the thing, man. The Canadians that I've all met out here in Korea, I get it. I get Roddy Piper's character way more after having met dudes in Korea, because they love to get drunk and fight.
Yeah.
You know, they're just rugged, kind of. Yeah. They say exactly what's on their mind, just like him. They don't take crap from anybody.
And they're very earnest too, though. They're very earnest. They're
honest people. I've never had a Canadian cat lie to me so far in my life, knocking on the wood table. Absolutely. The blue collar thing, he plays it to the bone because that's exactly who he is. It's his best acting role.
And I like that scene where when he, so he shows up in the town, he's looking for work, he can't find work, he has all his own tools, he gets a job with, on a site, and he meets Keith David, and they're walking back, and Keith's like, hey man, I wish I could mimic Keith David. I would just do that all the time.
I literally took
you mother. I can't do it.
I don't like nobody following me unless I know why.
Yes.
Well, I don't join up with nobody unless I see where he's going. Amazing.
Yes. I love that line though, and the both of them kind of looked at each other and had an understanding of that moment.
Chemistry is so good.
I just had an epiphany, Norbert.
Do it.
Do you think I wear so much flannel because of this movie?
I think you wear the flannel not only because of the film, but because you are the Hoff. And no one rocks the style like you do. Your beard.
Triple flannel.
Dude, flawless victory.
One of these days I'm going quadruple flannel one day, Norbert.
I went to college in Ohio and I started rocking flannel in the white t-shirt because it has to be.
Oh yeah. Oh, that remember in the late 90s, everyone kind of had the flannel looking shirts and then the big flannel shirts and then the white shirt. Yeah.
Absolutely, the grunge, man.
White.
Totally. And that's not grunge, but that song was everywhere.
I mean, yeah, that's a pretty dark song, much like this movie that that became a mainstream hit. That song's all about drug use. This song's all about the middle class being taken over by the yuppies and how, they're secretly having us consume and obey and reproduce and this is your God. And
the Reagan era aspect of it's unavoidable, man. The whole speech that the alien makes when Nada's got the glasses on and he's in the store, he's looking up at the TV, that whole Morning in America speech that Reagan made, they absolutely just kind of cut and pasted into the movie. It's real, man.
And then just,
it's real.
They're making these people. Now, I have a question. Are they? All right, so we're jumping in the end, Norbert, but this is how we do here on Movies, Films, and Flicks.
Go for it, baby. I'm here.
Okay, so they said that they were trying to terraform the world.
Yes.
Were they trying to destroy the world? Were they trying to make it more inhabitable for themselves and they were using the humans with money? Or were they just, you know what I mean?
Okay. So when I watch this movie now, I'm turning 41 next week, as an adult watching this movie, the guy who sells out, he literally says this is their third world.
Oh, you're right.
They come to Earth and they're looking at it as Venezuela, as the way the Belgians did to parts of Africa. They come there, bing bang boom. These are cattle. These are cannon fodder. We take what we want, we do whatever the hell we want, and then we're out. It's way deeper as an adult than as you're a kid. Just, oh, cool, aliens and boobs at the end,
Yeah. I mean, that is a funny ending, dude. Just the aliens at the bar. Then there's the aliens, and then the alien goes, "What is it, baby?"
Yeah.
I mean, that's such a but imagine that's the ending of a movie where they turn off the signal, and John Carpenter just has fun with aliens at bars, or that's like that. This movie ends with the alien going, "What is it, baby?" Like it's beautiful.
But the thing about it is, A lot of the people that critique the movie online, the people that don't like this movie, oh, there is kind of a message of anti-consumerism and conformity, but we don't know. They're missing the point, man. He lays it on thick at the beginning so that in the last 20, 30 minutes, he can just go da 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 with the violence. You know what I mean?
I mean,
it's yeah.
I remember
it's nuts, man.
10 years ago, you made a comment, and I still remember this. I'm amazed I remember it after all the soju.
Thank you.
But you were talking about once these two get guns in their hands, once Keith David gets a gun in his hand, it never leaves. They just go around, they just go around shooting people.
Never. Keith David and Roddy Piper, listen, they got the ratchets. It is time for some action, you know? And your favorite line in the movie is the bubblegum line. I remember that. You used to just randomly spout that.
Yep. That was the most normal stuff I used to say back then.
Yo, man, soju and makgeolli, man.
Yeah.
Parental advisory.
Remember that one night when I was convinced I was like, I could beat up a ghost?
You really were. And I didn't see a ghost, and so I was kind of worried, but I had your back.
I was saying, like, if I ever came across one, I think I could do something. I could headlock it.
I know that not only could you headlock it, but you could put it in the Roddy Piper move that he used during the fight.
I would have a fight scene similar, 5-minute and 20-second fight scene. Similar to, and I've never snowboarded in my life, but one time with you, James, and Wong, I took a tiny piece of cardboard and I skied down that, or snowboarded down that rocky, yeah. Mania.
Because you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, man.
Mania. But yeah, so I mean, all right. So I guess let's see, where was I at? What point was I going towards? But I guess we'll jump back to the beginning here. And
okay.
I don't know. What did you think about when this movie first started? You're watching this kind of vibe. What were you getting from it?
Listen, man. As a kid, this movie came out when I was 10, and so maybe a year or two later, it starts coming out on TV. And so the thing that brings you in is, oh, snap, it's Piper. This is WWF. But he's awesome. And the thing, you know, I'm a kid from Brooklyn growing up in Queens. What is this hairstyle? Come to find out, it's a mullet. It's an incredible mullet. And so the question I pose to you, just to slightly change the subject, I'm going to get back to, you know, the vibe from the beginning, but better mullet, because you brought up Russell. Big Trouble in Little China or Piper, They Live. Who's got the better mullet?
Oh, dude, this is tough. This is like, hey, do you want a filet mignon or a filet mignon? Right?
Because Piper's mullet, okay, it goes through the ringer. He gets dirty.
Yeah.
Russell, the whole movie, he looks like they've been, you know, okay, can we get a touch up? Can we get he's got a ton of mascara in Big Trouble in Little China.
So, all right, okay, both of them are perfect. I just want to state that. However,
I lean Piper.
Okay, I mean, the thing is, in that movie, Kurt Russell does change his hairstyle a little bit. Remember when he goes in and he kind of, you know, he goes undercover and so he never has full, and he wears a trucker hat. He never has, well, because he's a trucker. Hey, whoa, a trucker wearing a trucker hat, Norbert. Have you ever seen that?
It's not a thing, because the trucker hats, they're ironic, they're incidental. Russell's trucker hat was real. This is what a trucker should look like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, like when you see the kids in the 80s TV shows these days, they have the Thing up on their wall, the Thing poster. That wasn't a big movie at the time. You know what I'm saying?
So people don't look at these mullets, right? And no one would make fun of them for these mullets. So,
no.
And so, all right, but the thing is, oh man, I gotta go with Piper, because there's just no hint of irony. There's no, like, so, you know, Kurt Russell, his performance, I'm going to say this right now. Jack Burton's my favorite action movie star.
Okay.
Because I think it's a very unselfish performance. He's basically the sidekick in that movie. He messes up a lot, but it's meant more to kind of make that character that is him. Right. I think Nada's or Roddy Piper's just feels totally natural. Like it's that. It is that. So there's no hint of we're trying to
He's
make a
not
character.
trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not trying. He's not trying. He's just a dude who's been on the streets since 13 when he ran away from home. And his dad, he had the razor blade.
Oh, yeah.
He's just going left and right like Saw on the little tree. Just dark, It's a dark mullet.
That speech, when that speech happens, it's like the Gremlins speech from Gremlins when Phoebe Cates talking about her dad falling in the chimney.
The movie just tone changes completely.
And
yeah.
I was sitting there, so I watched it recently, and I just went, whoa.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now, did you know people come up to Roddy Piper and they asked him if his body was CGI'd onto him?
Oh, that's hilarious. That man is chiseled.
Yeah, and John Carpenter was like, what?
R.I.P. R.I.P. The God.
Isn't that funny? And then Keith David I wish I could do it in his voice. He's like, Roddy would just pick me up and say, where am I going to drop you?
Let me see. Roddy would just pick me up and say, where am I going to drop you?
Yes.
Where am I going to drop you, Roddy? That's terrible.
Roddy. I like how he finishes it with Roddy.
For some reason, I think he's Jamaican. I don't know why.
Yeah, that opening scene when Keith David invites him out and Roddy's just like full on ripped. I never thought of Roddy Piper as being that big, though. He did not,
honestly, if you go back to the YouTube clips of Piper on wrestling, he never had that six pack, bro.
Yeah.
He never did. He absolutely tightened up for this movie.
Oh, okay.
And the world is better for it. The world those guys were all doing the roids. They were all on the juice. You know that. We all know that. But in terms of six pack dudes, that's why it was such a big deal when the Ultimate Warrior came out. Because Hogan, he had the 24-inch pythons, but he absolutely looked like he would go to the bed and breakfast or the buffet and just chow down. But the Warrior was just cut.
What about that guy with the Stormtrooper helmet that fell through the thing?
Oh, Jesus, man. Mankind? He didn't care.
No, the guy with this, remember the Stormtrooper helmet and he tripped through? Like the WCW was supposed to do a new gimmick where they put purple stuff on a Stormtrooper helmet. And it was like Earthquake, the Grand Master. I'll look it up during the break.
Do that, brother. Yeah. Do that. Because you've blown my mind.
But guess what, man? He notices that there's a church and there's a church choir, but no one's playing in this thing. Like I love that scene. I thought that was pretty ingenious.
I made a note about the church choir. Maybe using choir practice as a cover to hide your burgeoning resistance is not a great idea, especially when the place looks like a meth lab as soon as you walk right in. It's crazy. They didn't hide anything. They got this music playing, and it's just, here's our chemicals. Oh, by the way, these are sunglasses. What's going on?
Yeah.
Can we do better? We're the resistance for mankind.
Now, this makes me wonder about the security of these aliens, if they're not falling for this.
Well, the thing about it is, you look at the aliens, the vibe that they give is that the aliens look at people as basically just their fodder, man. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So they run everything. So you could the believability is there because they don't care. They run everything. They run the cops. And if they don't run the cops, they just buy people off like that one guy with the accent who kind of sounds like Colonel Sanders. He's in everything. You know what I'm
everything.
talking about. He turned traitor, but I don't know his name.
Yeah,
but he was in everything in the 80s.
And he's just walking around drinking. Now, So your theory, I want to throw something by you. So Michael Myers came out in 1978, right? Halloween.
Yes, it did.
And over the course of the next 22 years, Michael Myers, whenever he fought somebody, they just threw haymakers at him, right?
That's correct.
He easily parried them, and then he would shoot them. So he got lazy over stabbed them. So he got lazy he got lazy over his 22 years. So when he battled Busta Rhymes in Halloween Resurrection, he wasn't used to spin kicks.
Not at all. Not at all.
He got wrecked by kicks.
He did.
Maybe these aliens kind of got like Michael Myers did, and these glasses were their spin kicks.
Dude, the things that they're putting out, okay? They're putting out that constant sleep. The magazines, no ideas, doubt humanity, stay asleep, reward indifference. They're not expecting people to fight back, man. Most people just completely sell out. Yeah. Now, Piper comes up and Piper murders, a dozen of them? And they still offer him a contract regardless, man. They offer him a contract at least twice, They feel like they're in total control because humanity is indifferent. Humanity sucks.
Yeah, because we can just give them money.
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh, you guys, you're aliens. You're not people. Hey, you want a Nintendo? Well, you know what I mean?
Do you want a Blu-ray of They Live? Yeah.
For the 80s, what would it be? Do you want a VHS?